Back with a watch list for July 23rd, 2014. Several interesting plays. First off, I mean, it's not on watch, but just kind of something interesting to watch is PBYI, Puma Biotech. Anytime a stock is up $150, a $60 stock, it's at 210, 220 right now. Worth watching. I won't trade it. I mean, what a lot of guys are doing, probably not a bad idea, is just kind of move the decimal point a few slots and kind of treat it like a $2 stock as opposed to a $200 stock. It's not unreasonable in the world of penny stocks to have a stock go from 60 cents to $2.20. But, I agree with that methodology, but I won't trade it. What I'll look for is similar sympathy plays. I mean, if there's, it's up, I believe it's breast cancer related. If there's other shitty penny stocks that are in breast cancer, those would be worth looking at today. PBYI, I won't play. Interesting to watch, though. The second one is that again, I said the same thing about yesterday. I doubt I will trade it again today. But it was kind of an interesting idea yesterday. Was HLF everybody in the world as to everybody in the normal world, not the degenerate penny stock trading, gambler loser world, thought that this thing would go down, and all it did was go straight up yesterday. So it's kind of an interesting idea to see the herd mentality and stuff like that when everybody thinks a stock, and I don't care about the fundamentals. I mean, it's probably a complete piece of shit. I don't know, but who cares? But when everybody thinks a stock is going to do something, it's a pretty good safe bet that it's going to do the opposite. And HLF was that. I mean, it was supposed to get destroyed yesterday, and I mean, it literally went straight up from the open. I mean, it checked back a little bit midday, but other than that, vertical. I would like to maybe, if it continues to spike, I may think about shorting it today. I don't know. I'm going to do my damnedest just to avoid it. So, onto the penny stocks. We're done with these $50, $60, $200 stocks. NETE was a miss on the long side a couple times by me, but it was just, I was never really that interested in it. But now I'm getting interested as to a short, kind of third day rule where it spikes and lots of times the third day, the fourth day, you start getting a little fading volume and it gets interesting to me. I will look for this to short. If anything, I'd like to see a spike out of the gate, because even if it cracks right away, odds are it goes down 20 cents and goes sideways and then maybe grinds back up. So I will avoid shorting this unless it spikes, but if it spikes, it could be good. OPTT, I traded yesterday and botched, but I had to leave early. I guess that's my excuse. I think it was 10 o'clock or so. It was alerted in the Investors Live chat room that this was spiking. I bought like 130, sold like 145 or something like that 10 minutes later. Made a couple $100, so I can't complain. But you can see with a little patience, I mean, it hit right, of course, right after I sold and right after I left. It spiked hard up to 180 and then faded back. But I don't know, probably won't be in play today. I just kind of wanted to point out that these things, when they start spiking, they can definitely move. I went from an okay trade, making some lunch money, to could have been an awesome trade. FSI, I'm watching for short, very similar to NETE. It's up a lot, it's up from, it's doubled, but it's just not that strong anymore. Same, without dragging it out, same idea as NETE. I'd like to avoid shorting it because I don't think there's that much downside right now unless it spikes. NEO, let me back up a little bit. I mean, this is a little more, you go back a month, it's a little more interesting. It's almost doubled. I would look to maybe fade this on a smaller position size. I mean, you can see the volume's kind of going away. I'm not going to go in too heavy on this, but if it could come back to 5, maybe it drops down to the mid 4s. And I guess that's it for what I got today. Again, I will be watching cancer related biotechs out of the gate to find something that spikes based on PBYI and then fades back. So okay list today, nothing got me too excited. Plug. I mean, I shorted Plug for $1,000 yesterday. Got lucky, real lucky, because I shorted in like sixes and held through this 630 spike foolishly. I mean, it was going up, 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 up. I got my balls fucking squeezed, and then it cracked back. And what the shitty thing about holding through those squeezes is you always, most people, I think most people do this too. You get squeezed as soon as you get a pullback and you get a little bit of green, you take it. So I got this pullback to 575, took the profit, happy, even though I played it bad, happy to have the money in my account, but I was so quick to take it that I bought in the middle of this drop, and I mean, it went all the way to 540 like 10 minutes after I covered. So that's, you never want to be in the front side of the move, and I was in the front side of it. Now, the only good thing is I knew I was in the front side of it. When this was spiking and I shorted it, I said to myself, you're too early, you're in the front side. So I held through that spike. So in the end, decent profit, but played it bad, and that's, like I said, not to repeat over and over, but when you're stuck in the front side of those moves, man, you never end up taking a big profit because you're always like, holy shit, I'm back green, and you cover. So really should have waited. I mean, this thing, let me go to like a 15-minute or less. I mean, here's a 5 or 15-minute, okay? You can see, I shorted way back here in the early sixes, and it kept going, and then you see at 6:30, it checks back, and then it checks back. Okay, now maybe, 6:20, okay, here's where you short it. Or even, again, maybe you short it at the same price I did, but you do it on the back side, not the front side. So say you shorted at 6:05, just like I did, right in here. Same candle, you get that drop to 575. Then maybe you hold a little bit and you let it come back, and then it cracks down to 530. So that's the difference of being in the front side and the back side, and that's the difference between shorting in the morning and shorting in the afternoon. So hopefully that's useful, but we'll see what happens today.